When we think about Huntington's disease, we usually focus on the challenges people face during the day. But what if one of the biggest, most impactful battles is actually happening when the lights go out?
Think about that for a second. This tells us that the body's internal clock starts to get thrown off way before the more well-known symptoms of Huntington's even show up. This isn't just some minor side effect, It's a really foundational part of the disease's journey, and understanding it is so important. Welcome to Sleepedia, a little corner of the internet where we're dedicated to the science of sleep and circadian rhythms.
So, this is the big question, the one we're really going to dive into today. It's a hopeful one, right? It suggests that by focusing on something as fundamental as sleep, we might just unlock a whole new way to fight back. So, let's get into it.
Okay, so while the focus is often on things like movement and cognitive changes, there's this silent struggle happening every single night. Sleep disruption in Huntington's. It's so much more than just feeling a little tired. We're talking about serious insomnia, nights filled with restlessness, and a kind of deep, profound exhaustion during the day that makes every little thing feel like a huge struggle. And this, right here, is probably the most critical point we're going to talk about. Poor sleep isn't a passive victim in all this. No way. The research is showing it's an active participant. It's like pouring fuel on a fire, potentially speeding up the very brain changes that Huntington's causes. It's a huge problem, and it absolutely demands our attention. So, the big question is, why? Why does this happen? Well, the answer is buried deep inside our brain, in our body's own little timekeeper. Turns out, Huntington's disease launches a direct attack on the very machinery that's supposed to control our sleep. So, let's talk about your circadian rhythm. The easiest way to think about it is like a master conductor for your body's orchestra. It's this internal 24-hour clock that tells your body when to be alert, when to get hungry, and most importantly, when to feel sleepy. Its whole job is to keep everything running in perfect sync. And here's the direct connection. The gene mutation that causes Huntington's, it damages a specific part of the brain called the striatum. Now, the striatum is a major hub for controlling movement, but it also plays a huge role in keeping that internal clock on time. So when the striatum gets damaged, the clock, it just starts to break. And this lays out the consequences so clearly. You can see on one side, a healthy, happy clock creates this beautiful rhythm of deep restorative sleep at night and good energy during the day. But on the other side, with that HD-disrupted clock, it's just chaos. Sleep gets broken up into little pieces, which leads to being wiped out all day, only to find yourself wide awake staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. Now here's the really tough part. This broken clock doesn't just mess with your sleep. It actually creates a feedback loop, a vicious cycle that can make all the other symptoms of Huntington's feel so much worse. It all kicks off right here. One night of fragmented, low-quality sleep. Your brain and your body just don't get the chance to repair and recharge like they're supposed to. Then that lack of sleep spills over into the next day. It can make the involuntary movements, which doctors call chorea, more intense. And it creates this cognitive fog that makes it way harder to focus or remember things. And here's where the cycle locks in. Those worsened symptoms, plus all the stress and anxiety that come with them, make it even harder to get a good night's sleep the next night. And so it goes, reinforcing itself, getting a little worse over time. This whole struggle often shows up as very specific sleep disorders. On top of insomnia, many people deal with restless leg syndrome, that maddening, gotta move your legs feeling at night. And some face REM sleep behavior disorder, which is when you physically act out your dreams, because the part of your brain that normally paralyzes you during dreams isn't working right. And the end result of all this chaos at night, it's something called excessive daytime sleepiness, or EDS. And let's be super clear, this isn't just feeling a bit tired. No, this is a deep, overwhelming, uncontrollable urge to fall asleep that can hit you anytime, anywhere.
making it incredibly hard to live a normal life.
Okay, I know all of that sounds really heavy, and it is. It's a serious problem. But please, stick with me, because this is not the end of the story. This is the turning point. This is where we start talking about hope and about fighting back.
This is the pivot. This is the big reveal. That whole vicious cycle we just talked about, it works in reverse too. If bad sleep can harm the brain, that means good sleep can help protect it. And that is an incredibly powerful idea.
So here's the crucial takeaway. When you actively work on improving your sleep, you're not just trying to feel less tired. You're engaging in what scientists call neuroprotection. You are literally taking active steps to protect your brain cells from damage. How amazing is that?
So how does that work? Well, think of it this way. When you're in the deepest stages of sleep, your brain switches on this incredible cleanup crew. It goes to work flushing out all the metabolic waste and toxic gunk that builds up while you're awake. So by getting more of that high-quality deep sleep, you're giving your brain more time to do this essential deep cleaning, which is vital for brain health.
So how do we actually do it? How do we break that nasty cycle and harness the awesome power of neuroprotection? Well, it all comes down to sending really strong, consistent signals to your brain's internal clock. And here's a simple 5-step plan to get started.
This whole plan is about consistency. First, master your schedule. Your internal clock absolutely loves a routine. Next, get smart about light. Morning sun is like a shot of espresso for your clock, and avoiding screen light at night tells it it's time to wind down. Then, create a sleep sanctuary. Your bedroom should be dark, quiet, and cool. A calming wind-down ritual is also key. It's like an off-ramp for your busy brain. And finally, be strategic with things like naps and caffeine, because they can easily throw a wrench in the works.
By putting your focus on sleep, you're doing so much more than just treating a symptom. You are taking part in a powerful form of self-care. You're improving your quality of life, and you're actively protecting your brain. It's one of the most proactive, empowering things you can possibly do.